Morning, everybody. Crazy here, Wilfie here, on another grocery run. In case you haven't figured it out, I don't tend to buy a whole lot of groceries at once, which is probably something I should fix. I don't know. I think I mentioned yesterday on the live stream that I should, at some point, I should pick up a little chest freezer and go to find a decent butcher and go buy, like, a cow, or half a cow, something like that. My father advises against doing that, at least buying a whole cow. Oh, crap, I gotta go do something. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to check in on the little grocery app. Anyway, yeah. So my father pointed out that if you buy an entire cow, that is a very large amount of meat that may not fit in a in a consumer-sized chest freezer. Oh, you damn traffic light. Yeah. It was green, then it turned red when I approached, because I guess it knows, hey, it's Wilfie, I better turn red. Because like all paranoid people, the world revolves around me, and nothing ever happens unless it's to screw with me. Nah. It's just on its cycle, and I happen to hit it at the end. So, nothing too major or exciting or new going on in the life of Wilfie. I'm expecting another litter robot to arrive, either this week or next week. Probably next week. Ridiculous lead time on those stupid things. And I'm sure it's because they have them manufactured in China. And manufacturing over there is still sluggish. And shipping to get things over here is definitely sluggish. But litter robots are really, really nice. And I should have got some of these going years ago. They're just about the only automatic litter box that actually work, or that they function correctly. You can get these little motorized sifting litter boxes for about $100, and there's a few different brands, and they just take they have a tray of litter, and then they just have a metal rake that scoops litter into a bin. And the problem with those is they get jammed up pretty easily, and they end up getting litter in the motor tracks, in the track for the rake, and they just get clogged really easy, and they're not enclosed, so they're just open air, and so they end up not really helping with the odor very much, or sifting the litter, because they break down too quickly, too easily. You have to clean them constantly. So the litter robot does things a little different. It's this enclosed egg-shaped litter box. It holds litter in the bottom, of course, and the cat walks into this opening, and they get inside, they do their business. And it has a sensor, so it knows when there's a pet, there's a cat in there. And cat leaves, it runs a timer, I think it's like 12 minutes, and then the whole thing rotates. It just rotates, and I think it goes counterclockwise, and all the clean litter falls through a grid, like a mesh, like a sifter, and that leaves the waste in the main compartment. The still clean litter goes into a little pocket that's built into the thing. So yeah, all the waste dumps into the bottom where a drawer collects all the crap, and then it just rotates back, and the clean litter comes back out of the little pocket, and it resettles it. It's just perfectly clean after each cycle. The cool thing about it is it uses gravity to do the sifting, so it works, and it stays clean, and it's very hard to clog. because the track and the motor and all that is outside the shell that rotates. And it's all enclosed, so there's no chance of litter getting into the track where the rotation happens and where the motor runs. Now, they're really expensive. They're like, I think they're on the 3rd generation of them, and Litter Robot 3 is what it's called. And I think the unit itself is, it's either $400 or $450, or no, sorry, it's $350. And then they charge a ridiculous amount for this little stair step into it that should be included with the product, but isn't because they want more money. But anyway, they sell a version with frickin' Wi-Fi that can, it's ridiculous. They want an extra $50 for it if you buy it straight from them, pre-installed. You could take a non-wireless one and spend $100 and add the wireless module to it, which is just absurd. All it does is, I guess it can notify you if there's a problem with it, and it can keep track of how often it runs. And I don't care about either of those things, because it has a status panel on the front, and you can just look in it to see, hey, it's not sifted, what's up? Or, hey, it's low on litter, I better fill it. And I don't need to know how often it runs, I just know that it runs because it stays empty, and I see the cats using it. So I am not on board with that whole Internet of Things idea with a litter box. That's just, that's excessive. But yeah, I've got one of them set up in the house now, and it's taken a lot of stress off the plain litter boxes I have. I'm going to throw... They say that one litter robot can replace like 4 litter boxes, and that makes sense, because it really does. It does a lot of heavy lifting. And because it's always fresh and clean, each cat feels comfortable using it. So, yeah, I'm going to take 4 of the litter boxes that I have and, dump them out, wash them out, throw them out back to dry off, and bleach in the sun a little bit, and then stick them in the garage, just retire them. And then I have another robot coming, like I said, in a couple weeks here. And once that arrives, I'll retire 4 more litter boxes. And that leaves a total of 4 litter boxes and then the 2 robots. I think it's a good idea to leave a few litter boxes there that aren't the robots, just so the older cats who don't want to climb up into the thing still have somewhere to go. But so far, it really seems to be working. So they're expensive, but they're worth it if you have cats. Because sifting cat litter sucks. Litter box duty is the worst part of owning a cat. One of the only bad parts about owning a cat. There is a random rag on the road. Placas temporales, tipo, todo tipo de vehículos, automotos al mismo día, por 2 meses, 100% legales con registración. I have probably butchered the pronunciation of all that. It's a little sign that's stuck up here in the middle, in the median here at the stoplight. I really wonder if anyone has ever called a business that advertises like this. I would just never do that. It's like, how trustworthy could that business be if they have to advertise on signposts? Blah, 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 blah. And we have arrived at the Baron von Grossenstein. Sunlight, Daystar. Sunlight hurts. getting my monthly quota of sunlight exposure. I'm going to back in here and pick a spot. I think I will take slot number 4 today. Good times. Alright, be right back. Gonna check in on the app. Boy, that took a long time. That's one kind of annoying thing about this phone. Or not the phone, really, the camera app. It stops recording the moment you switch away to a different screen. And I guess that's probably a good thing overall, because you don't want to risk it, recording something dirty or naughty while you're unaware. That could be kind of funny. I bet you'd have a lot of fappening type things happen if cameras kept recording even though you think the app is closed. But it'd be nice if there was some kind of override button, or maybe just have a little hover in a little window in the corner so that you could do other stuff with the phone while you're recording. Acknowledge little messages or send a text. Maybe there are camera apps that can do that, and it's just this one that's flaky. Or it could be a setting in this one that I've never messed with. But whatever. It's not too bad. I just have to use the gallery app to stitch together the little video segments. Not a big deal. Another week of work ahead. Monday mornings are always the rough ones. I'm sad now. I thought he had groceries for me, but nope, all his buckets are empty and he's wheeling back to his little cubby in the building. I still think this is one of the neatest modern conveniences, a little service that they do for free. It's hard to beat that. You pick and choose what you want from the online store, and they've got basically everything that they sell in their grocery section. You just pick what you want, put it in a cart, order it, pay, and then whatever time window you pick, you show up. They email you saying, "Hey, your order's ready, come get it." You check in on the app. You drive to the store, back into a spot, tell them which spot you're in through the app, and then they magically show up with your groceries and stick it in your car. It's just awesome. I've probably explained this before. Sorry. Okay, here he comes. So, silence time. Morning.
Morning, Mr. William.
Yeah.
Every time I see your name, man, I'm expecting Will Ferrell.
I know, it's always disappointing, isn't it?
Not disappointing, it's just, I'm all like, I used to work for the airport, so I'm kind of accustomed to seeing some famous people.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
To me, you're famous, Mr. William.
Nice.
But, so I'm thinking, I'm like, oh man, I love this actor,
He shops at Walmart, holy crap.
I would have thought a Sam's Club, but here we are. Other than that, Mr. Will, you're all set with your order, nothing's missing.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Here you go. Can you finish getting it loaded up?
Oh, sure.
My co-worker was like, I bet he's got Pringles in there. He's always ordering Pringles. I don't know why.
Oh, God, I've got a reputation now.
No. We get bored after a while. We start to see what everyone's ordering, and we're like, ooh, lasagna tonight. Enjoy, Dave.
Take it easy. Oh, God. Oh, they know who I am. That's scary. Not really. You know, I get the name thing quite a bit. It mostly happens at Costco because you have to show your card, and they're trained to greet you by name, and then they, so they look at your card and say, "Hey, Will Ferrell, holy crap!" And I'm like, sorry to disappoint. It's not him. My coworkers always give me a ration of shit for that too. Every few weeks it'll come up, "Hey, Will Ferrell's on our team. This is awesome." And the place I work, it's ridiculous to think about it, but there's a non-zero chance you could actually meet the guy. If you're up on the back lot sometime and they're actually filming something there. But that doesn't happen too much. Like there's not a whole lot of filming going on there, especially not now. And we've all been working from home for a few months, so there hasn't been much. Nobody's gone on property unless they have to. At least nobody in our group, our department, I guess. Because we don't have to do anything with the physical stuff. We just run all the software that makes it go. Fun stuff. Gotta say, I love working where I work. I'm still really bummed out that there's that it's a contract gig, so it ends. And because you can only stay for a year at a time. Sometimes they'll stretch it to a year and 3 months if they really don't want to lose you because you're working on something important or you've got a lot of knowledge that is hard to replace. They've been known to extend a contract out for 3 months, but they have a hard limit of, I believe, a year and a half. And pretty much every company that hires contractors will do that, at least for American workers, like local, legal citizens, not visa workers. If you're authorized to work in the U.S. because you're a citizen, they do the year and a half limit. I know that on like H-1B visas and stuff, they make some exceptions for that because it's the reason they have the time limit in the first place stems from a legal battle between some contractors and Hewlett-Packard back in the 90s. They used, and they still do, they still use a lot of contractors. Because in a lot of ways, contractors are just easier than full-time employees, and they're a little bit cheaper too. The issue was that some contractors had been working at HP for years, like 3 and 4 years, or even longer, and they started to argue that, hey, I've been here so long, but I don't have any of the full-time benefits that your regular employees have, and the company that I work for, that I contract through for you guys, they don't give me the kind of benefits that you give your full-time employees. And that's even true now. I don't get paid time off, for example. If I want to take a sick day, I eat whatever money I would earn. I have to pay for it. And that sucks. The kind of money I'm making, I'm not taking any damn days off. Except maybe to, visit, fly out to see my folks. That might be an exception, but yeah, I'm not. It's just too damn expensive to waive off a day. But yeah, back in the 90s, they had this fight, and they decided to sue HP for benefits, claiming that, hey, we work here, we do the same work your full-time people do. We've been here a long time, we're loyal to this company. We deserve the same benefits that your full-timers do. And if I remember right, I don't remember. I think they actually did take it to court and go to trial. And HP lost. Like, they were ordered to pay pay the dollar equivalent of all the benefits that the contractors weren't getting. And it set a standard, like it set a legal precedent that if a contractor works at a company for more than X years, that they kind of automatically become de facto employees and they're entitled to benefits. So I think that cutoff is 2 years. So if you work as a contractor for a company for 2 years and you're still a contractor for them on year 3, day 1. If I remember right, you're entitled to benefits as if you were a full-time employee. So, when you run... So these days, when you have a contracting gig, companies cut it off at a year because they don't want there to be any misconceptions or confusion. Like, nope, you are a contractor. You do not work for us as a full-time employee. You are not one of us. You are a disposable cog, like a piece of tissue, that we will use until you're no longer absorbent. And, everyone understands that's the deal, and they pay good money, so you take the deal. But then at the end of a year, because they don't want any risk of you deciding, hey, I'm a full-timer, give me some benefits, they cut you loose. And they leave it at a year because it gives them a good wide margin. If they really need a contractor to stay, they can extend it and not run that risk as long as they don't extend it forever. So anyway, the place I work, they do 1-year gigs, and then they might extend 3 months, but I don't know. I'm not sure if they'll do that for me. From what I understand, I have a good reputation there, and people like me. But given all the COVID stuff going on, I have no idea if they are even extending contracts anymore. I know they extended one for a guy that's leaving this week. His 3-month extension is up on Friday, I believe, and that sucks. He's a good guy. I'm gonna miss him. And yeah, so I don't know if they're doing any more extensions. There is a cost associated with onboarding a new contractor. You're basically paying somebody to kind of sit around and learn the ropes for the first week or so, at the very least, and getting their workstation set up and getting all their permissions and access set up. It's supposed to be smooth, but it never is. So, bringing on, and then there's the time you spend interviewing people and jumping through all those hoops. So there is some cost and overhead associated with starting a new contractor, but after a year and 3 months, it gets kind of into risky territory that they don't want to play with. So, yeah. My employer does have a plan of action for my next gig. So they already know that I want to keep working for them, and they've got another big company they do work for that they have a good relationship with. And they said around October they'll start getting me in for interviews with them and start lining up new work, which is awesome. It's great that my employer wants to keep me around. That's always reassuring. Hello. Okay, ignore me. Fuck you too. Some of my neighbors are really friendly, and others not so much. But that's always how it is. Ooh, I've got a little light halo behind me. Ah! Well, that's enough blathering. I am approaching my house. I've got groceries to unload. So, thanks for watching, guys. I promise I've got some video from this weekend getting rendered today and uploaded. So it won't just be a stack of talking head videos on my YouTube channel anymore. Yeah. So, oh, kitty! Gotta feed the cat, too. So, thanks for hanging out, guys, and I will catch you later. Oh, it's the little white toad guy. I like him. Gonna go feed the cat. Take it easy, guys.